Greetings everyone, the boys and girls. This is James here speaking, and how's it going? Today is Monday, which means today is the first day of May, and we want to have to talking about that as back into April 30 to 2023. Yesterday I was been originally when I was to go outside, that I was to go outside for to get the exercise, the swimming trainer. That's little bit cases been, and I have unexpected that the weather is but have a whole lots of for a long time, and you have any to look for the weather news forecasting that a whole place been disasterating that is rectally down here. The weather spread heavily, storms that blow, the winds, the tornadoes, the everything just had a is a cause of it, causing it chaos and the destruction. That's the global warming, the of forecasting. So we want to have the kind of talking about that. That's the April 30 to 2023 on the evening night, and just is heavily cased that. So guess what? At the Muntak, Thailand, Muntak city, where forecasting the weather that had to happen going on as it goes off the events that had it was a heavily storm, the darkest cloud that goes have the going to have it getting further to as a windly that, as I heard of it from the people announcement, that's the a weather heavily storm that hits into Dock City, and I was immediately to go out and to go outside to get the exercise, the swimming, as a very short moment when the teachers calling up that the students went the scroll into sky had to turn to dark. It's been forward hit into the Dock City, and going to have to further it into a short moment that the swimming trainers has got us out as evacuating that's what from the after being the heavy storm is pouring down to the rains here, and the strong wind has a blow and just have a as I wonder that is storming off the heavily the wreckage, the damagely the props and the winds here, and almost as kind of a that's as it's took it and is took the case that this it was a case that it cased the 360 case of damage of households, homes with some apartments, hotels, the buildings, and all that kind of stuff. So, and that's just call it these heavily the severe thunderstorms, the weather. So, yep, as I call it, is one of the infamous weathers, worst weathers disaster on post April, and I haven't been that's what I thought have been the years been upsized of this 2023, but this happened as ongoing going on with the weathers disasterating the impact there as it hit in Thailand, and this year is as it goes the downside of it ongoing that the worst things that I ever had been a worst cases but the weather is wreckage, stormy winds. It was as hit to start the heavily storm is pouring down the rain is blowing to the winds there directly to forward, and it was cause of it that 360 cases the house and the building to the and the whole of the place. And when the dogs did always over the hearing from the severe thunderstorm, the heavily storm, and the trees the wiggling around here have a strong woods here, and as a result the trees will going to crumbling down to this onto the traffic road, onto the street, and the whole this building here. And power line electricity, the power line is going down, the power generator as a result of it the properly damaged, is because it's caused by the heavy storm. So, and you can see this pretty pictures that showing the photos how if it that wreckage that I think it is was caused by the storm, is heavily the rainstorms, the severe thunderstorms, and normally it's afterward though the constructors, the crew members that when always had all of it had shocking that the trees has crumbling, that's smacking down the woods at the true level of the street, at the building to the houses, right? And took a while to bend that, including the temple, like as it's but. So what was it? Major damages that the breaks the woods and concretes, the woods has that's what I have to call it is, and among a few so several of the minutes of an hours I try to be pushed in the heavily blowing the storm winds that have a hole in the entire house, that the rains affected that is wet and inside their room as nothing flooded in the house, with the cases that as previously that's 2021 the flooded in Thailand, that there has been the worst weather that is ongoing to be that even has a worse the downsides that this year. I think in 2023 been conditions that really bad this one, but as a continuing to spread that the weather forecasting that conditions is the low pressures that low pressures weather conditions, that's the is storming up to the sky, just growing the darkness cloud the sky, and pouring down as rains blows to the winds and causing the chaotic that's destroying their sort of property, the damages for the cost that resulting have to gotta pay for the damages for like a million Thai baht, 1.5 million Thai baht, it equals is that $50,000, and the $10,000 has to try to be to fix it. That is, you know, the construction sites, the construction crew members are trying to be to fix the majors, restore the nations, these locations, the households, and major reconstructed and recovery, the healing this house and the apartment hotels, including temple, to the back to the normal, and without getting this for the chaotic that damages. This is where is the worst weather on April 30th. Yeah, I think that this is the worst post-April weather disaster, and this is all things worst thing. This is all things worst weather that cases I ever seen the entire life, and they have now caused by the heavily storm. So boys and girls, if you have any struggling to have to as try to cleaning your room houses and get some help with your friends and family as well, and go think there, go think, help them to support the constructing the crew members. Is have the hundreds of the houses been is now been damaged, the cases, and hopefully the recovery, the houses, apartments, hotels, the buildings and temple and all kind of stuff. So, and the needs to pay on the damage of the bills have a 1.5 million Thai bahts, or is it equally like a 10,000 US dollars. So, and I just recognize to you that you should clean this the whole the in and outdoors and house, and better to try to, and we have the urge to use. So go seek their help and go get something that helps some people, and try to do is have a restore the nations, the recovery, and back to normal, and without getting regulates the stormly is heavily hits there so the weather this as a down the road realize that it's the worst weather that April's I ever seen. So this Monday here, and hopefully they're gonna have to clean this for the struggling as soon as possible in the in and outdoors in our house. So, and I have a lot to spend. I have a lot to detail that there are these, and I have to explaining to the real life in the backgrounds that this year's videos of Volkers that the various being has subject matter. So I'm trying to going to be to talk about the explain the backgrounds looking forward. Hope you enjoy these videos. Make sure you have a like, share, subscribe. Our the personal channel want to see more developed videos. So, and go check out here so the links to the description. So if you wonder says how to help them out, comment here. So I put the hashtag here. Please post the comment hashtag prayer for Dock City, and spread all you want, greeting the tiny people, and say you're welcome to speaking to your host. And thank you for being here, and I'll see you for the next week. And honestly, I'll be off there. I'll be have to try to clean the struggling of this today. So, and I'll talk to you later, and take care, boys and girls.